is the main antagonist of the Scream film series. His identity is voiced by Roger, I don't know who you are, in all the appearances. That's nice. Like this, I think is the fun. Is this dude. I wonder what else. Okay. He also voiced Ghostface in Call of Duty Warzone and Black Ops Cold War. Voiced the character Scream the Game. Voiced the character Chaos Reigns, downloaded by Mortal Kombat 1. What? The Powerpuff Girls. Scream. The Zeta Project. Star Wars. Oh, cool. The Sims. Elder Male Sim. Okay, cool. Star Wars. Scream. The Walking Dead. Chunk Logan Stranger. Powerpuff Girls again. Monster Island. Scream Call of Duty. Scream Dead Space. Oh, creature vocalization. Okay, cool. Alone in the Dark. Mortal Kombat 1. Ghostface. If I were a scary movie, just the film I wrote, and Scream 7. That's so cool. He just did this all time. And that's it. Oh, nice. Okay. Ghostface was named after a vinyl Halloween mask. It was sold as Father Death costume in real life. The mask was inspired by Edvard Munch the Scream. I need to show you guys because culture is culture. Okay? Yeah. The Scream. This is the painting. Ghostface often called their victims on the phone, taunting or treating them before, okay, obviously doing what he's good at doing with the hunting knife. Occasionally asked their victims or more movie trivia and stalked them in a manner. So basically a modus operandi, we can say. Hey, honey! A lot of love for my honeybee. Hello, honey. I love you. Gregorius is in chat to show some affection, guys. At the end of each film, after the cast of primary characters is shown, Ghostface appears with a loud sounds and performing a brief action before the rest of the credits roll. These brief gang appearances are not non-canonical to the movie and exist only as a playful jump scare to the audience. Honey, Buzz is saying hi. I'm actually curious to see this. Do we wanna? I mean, called Ghostface ending Genesis before credit. All jump scares from credits 1 to 6. We can watch this. But I want you guys... sì, buona però, aspetta. Wait. I want you guys to hear, but I don't know if you can or not hear it. Filters. Tell me if you hear it, eh? Just like that. Okay. Just like that, because why not, obviously. I think I will be screaming. I just, They're not canon, but okay. Oh, cool. What, with a gun? No, that's cool. I don't know if I saw the 6, actually, now that I think about it. Probably I did. There is never just one Ghostface. Yeah, that's true. Never one only. Never one only Ghostface. So at least I wanted to see. It was like a few photograms, nothing huge. Are we ready to read? I will do an alert. If you never watch those films and you will want to watch it, be careful. Spoilers ahead. I would like someone that reads it for me. I'm too tired. I'm eating still. Give me some time, I will read it. I have a question. Did you like the fact that I was reading, not so good, but I tried to read Slenderman fictions and everything like that? Because I don't know if my English is good, okay? So, I mean, if I do videos, I can edit it until I get it, but I cannot always provide that. I'm gonna remove the bowls. I will be honest, there is one question I do have about, I would like to talk about this. If you think about it, on the start it has motivation. I think the more we go further with all the series of it, the more the character per se, the nature of the Ghostface will change. I shared my opinion in the video that will come out on Friday related to Slenderman. I will watch, I will read everything and I will see how everything moves, okay? But I will not share with you my personal opinion 100%, so you will have to watch the video later on. Not this week, next week, okay? So, we can start reading. I'm gonna do a sip, just in case. High school student Casey Becker received a series of phone calls from a flirting stranger while she was prepared a movie night with her boyfriend Steve Orth. She realized her caller could see her and that he had already beaten and tied Steve to a lawn chair outside her home. The caller forced her to answer horror movie trivia and then Steve when she answered a wrong question. A question wrong. Yeah, basically she didn't give the right answer. Casey made a run for her life, but Ghostface caught her. Obviously, she did a lot of ugly things, and then he put her up on a large tree for her parents to find. A bit psycho on that, right? It is a bit. Now the question is, why these high school students just like that? The next day, with the town of Woodsboro. Reeling from the double homicide, Ghostface called Sydney Prescott at her home. Ghostface taunted her before attacking. She told him off, but discovered her boyfriend, Billy Loomis, nearby. Billy was brought into custody, but Sydney received another call from the killer. He informed her that she fingered at the wrong man again, implying that he was responsible for her mother, Maureen Prescott, murder a year previously. That's not nice. Woodsboro High School was temporarily shut down for the student protection after Sydney was attacked by Ghostface in the school bathroom. With hardly anyone around, Principal Himbry was murdered. Okay, that happened in his office after school let out. He was later to the flagpole as diversion to get many students to leave a too-mature party at his home, where Ghostface struck again. Sydney's best friend, Tatum Riley, was in the garage. Next, Ghostface seemingly Billy Loomis in the upstairs. Ghostface stalked Sydney outside, where he slashed Kenny Brown. Ghost they were really and continued chasing Sydney outside. I don't know how should I like I need a button. Give me 2 seconds. I need a soundboard. We need a soundboard. I need a soundboard. I'm gonna look it up. Soundboard. For PC. Up. We can use this one. I'm gonna find an audio from the soundboards. Soundboard. What kind of sound should I look for? Let me see. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I need to. Let me see if I can find this. Ah! Probably this. That's the only that I have in mind that I can work with. Oh, this must be closed. Because we need a soundboard for censor some words and I can use like while I'm reading. Because we don't want to wear things while I am reading. I will repeat. Reading. Let's install this Microsoft Store My Sounds board. So we can press the button when it's needed. I think I can customize it. Okay, let's see. What is this? Add the simple sound. Group picture sample. Browse. From my download. Get the bubbles. Save. Missing file. What? Title. Bubble. What are missing fields? No. Come on. Okay. It works. I need to catch the audio of it. So probably properties. And I'm gonna put my soundboard there. Here we go. I think I almost got your ears. Is okay, this one? Is it okay? So basically, this, I think it was an introduction because Ghostface Scream is a slasher movie. So basically, a lot of okay, violence and run and scream and everything. Quote here: "Scary night, isn't it? With all the murders and all." It's like right out of a horror movie or something. Scream 2. Okay. Ghostface struck at the premiere showing of Stab. Continuity error. The slasher movie based on the Woodsboro murder. He stalked Wisdor College students, Phil, Steven, and Maureen Evans outside of the theater before Phil in the restroom. He put Phil's leather jacket and joined Maureen inside the theater, posing as her boyfriend. Ghostface Maureen to death in plain sight of the entire audience. The next night, Ghostface called a Chiefy Cooper at her sorority house. He taunted Chi-Chi before chasing her upstairs and throwing her off to the roof to their death. This drew the attention of police and local parties, leaving Sydney alone. Ghostface called and attacked her, but Derek Feldman interfered. Ghostface escaped after his arm. I need to record you sneezing, honey, so I can use like a sensor. You're so cute, though. No, I need you to make a noise so I can record it. Sorry. I need you to make a sensor beep or something that I can use while I'm reading those things. So I can, like, use it every time. So you are part of my streaming every time, honey. Would you do that? You can think of it. This one! This one! Can I have that one? That one! Please! I love it! So I can spam it instead of getting the bubbles. Like, bruh. Bruh. I love you. Please send it over, please. I'm sorry, Helen, but I must leave it today. I must return to study. Thank you for your time and wish you a wonderful day and do take care. Thank you. Have a nice study. It's okay. Don't worry. I will be here anyway and have a nice study. I know that now that everything starts again, studying is in the picture. In fact, after this, I might go back as well to study if I have still some time. I need to finish writing things in my glossary, or like how you call it. So let's keep going here. The next day, Ghostface scares Sydney at their play rehearsal before calling Randy, Dewey, and Gail in the campus center. Riley stalled the killer on the phone while Dewey and Gail tried to track him down, but Ghostface pulled Randy into Joel's news van and Shortly thereafter, Sydney received an instant message from Ghostface at the school library stating, "You're going to die tonight." That night, Ghostface surprised Gail and Dewey in Windows film department with footage of the first 4 victims. The two ran, but Ghostface chased them down and Dewey viciously. Simultaneously, a second Ghostface, Sydney's police escort, Officer Andrews and Richard, while stopped at the red light on the way to a safe house. He tried to kidnap Cindy and Hallie, who were trapped in the back seat, but he lost control of the car when Officer Richards stopping him. Ghostface was knocked unconscious in the crash, which allowed Sydney and Hallie to escape. It came up to and Ellie then chased Sydney to the theater. Inside the theater, Ghostface revealed himself to be Mikey, and then Derek. Debbie's halt brought Gail in the gunpoint, and Sydney recognized her as Billy's mother, Nancy Loomis. Sydney made use of the theater seat, and she and Gail Mick and Mr. Loomis with the help of Cotton Weary. So this girl doesn't have easy life. She I think is in the problem of this all time along, like, and obviously everybody is making some sort of movies out of it, giving to this kind of creature more window, like more, you know, I don't know how to explain. Probably I will think about it too. A woman claiming to be from the sub 3 return to Woodsboro called the Woodsboro Police Department looking for information on Sydney. They refused to give her any, and a month later there was a mysterious break-in. This proved to be the work of Roman Bridger with multi-voice changer. He didn't get Sydney's file because Dewey removed it to keep her safe. Ghostface next tried to get Sydney whereabouts from Cotton Weary. Ghostface called Cotton and threatened to kill his girlfriend, Christine Hamilton, if he didn't talk. Cotton refused, so Ghostface attacked Christine. He used his multi-voice changer to impersonate Cotton to confuse her. When the real Cotton showed up to protect Christine, she beats him over the head with a golf club. Jesus Christ, girl. That's interesting. With her back turned, Ghostface to death. Cotton tried fighting Ghostface, but the killer him to death as well. Ghostface left a mystery photograph of a young Maureen Prescott at the murder site. Sydney dreamed that her dead mother came to her from outside. Maureen tuned into Ghostface as Sydney approached the window. This startled her to waking up. Actress Sarah Darling was also soon lured into empty Stab 3 production office for a rehearsal. With Roman Bridge, Ghostface appeared and chased her through the offices, until he finally knocked her through the glass window and in the back. He left another photos of Maureen with Sarah's body. Ghostface called Sydney at her secret home using Maureen voice at first. He switched to his Sydney's baritone and threatened her life. That night, an informal wrap party at Jennifer Jolie's house, Ghostface struck again. He called Jennifer bodyguard Steve Stone as Dewey and then him to death. When the others found Stone's body, Ghostface cuts the light. He faxed fake script page, tricking Tom Prince into using a lighter to read. It ignites the gas Ghostface filled in the house and blew Tom up. Ghostface attacked Gale outside, but Dewey shot him. The killer fled, but he left behind a third picture of Maureen Prescott. These photos include the message, "I killed her." That's not nice. Hello, Blackie. Thank you so much for the lurk. Sydney comes to Hollywood the next day to join Dewey and Gale since her location was compromised. Ghostface attacked her on the Stab 3 set and used a body bag to remind Sydney of Maureen. Sydney fought him off and the killer escaped. That night, Ghostface crashed Roman Bridge's birthday using John Milton's mansion. He seems Roman and Angelina Tyler to death. He fought the others, Tyson Fox and then Jennifer Jolie, before subduing Gale and Dewey. He called Sydney to tell her I'm having difficulty. Dewey and Gale if she didn't come to the Milton's mansion. Sydney arrived at the mansion and the killer made her pass a metal detector over her body, then discarded her gun. He confronted her with the bound John Milton and revealed he was Roman Bridger, still alive, and confessed he was her half-brother. What the heck? I don't remember this. Roman filled her in the missing piece of Maureen's life and Milton. He acceded for to death, and Sidney prevailed with the help of Dewey Gale and Mark Sinclair. So basically, everything happened because Maureen has like maybe, I mean, this guy seems like he's some sort of like what it is, Roman. We need to look it up to him later. Scream 4. Jesus, how many? We have to read after 5. But until here, we understood that there was a reason until here. Like, Roman was half brother. So I suppose that he was getting vengeful and he got like super obsessed with Sidney for some reason that we will read below. Scream 4. On the eve of the 15th anniversary of the Woodsboro, you have to explain to me why a place will do something like this. Okay, that goes against morality, to be honest, okay? Ghostface breaks into the Randall house, the home of Jenny Randall, where she is having a sleepover with her friend, Marnie. Ghostface interrupts Marnie as she was being pranked with a fake Ghostface phone called by Jenny and the killer and Pew Pew. Her inside, not Pew Pew, but okay, inside the house before taking her body outside. Jenny came downstairs to find Marnie and finds a phone on the floor which starts ringing. When she answers, is the real Ghostface on the other line, who threatens her and then throws Marnie's body through some double glass door of the house. Then obviously there will be some chasing. Ghostface chases Jenny through the house and into the garage where he crushes her back with the garage door. And then we know the next day Ghostface hid evidence of Jenny and Marnie in the trunk of Sidney rental car, which the police finds after following a trail from Jenny's house. That night, oh god, Jill Roberts, cousin of Sidney, and her best friend Kirby are watching a movie together at Jill's house. Ghostface called Jill from her boyfriend Trevor Sheldon's phone, which Kirby answers, and allude to the fact that he knows Jill and Kirby are watching a movie and that he's hiding in the closet. Then Kirby finds the closet empty. Ghostface reminds them that he never said Jill closet, and the pair realize he is talking about the closet of the neighbor, Olivia Morris, a friend of Jill and Kirby. Oh, Ghostface bursts out of Olivia's closet, and okay, Kirby and Jill scream, attract to the attention of Sidney, who runs next door and finds Olivia. Ghostface calls her, and Olivia phones and threats that he'll be coming for her when he's ready, and that he'll make her suffer until then. Who the fuck is this fucker now? More than anything is like, they like multiply like mushrooms. That's all I can tell you guys. Ghostface then barges out of a closet behind her, but Sidney fights him off and throws him down the stairs, but is able to escape before the police can catch him. While at the hospital, treating Jill's wound, Sidney fires her publicist Rebecca Walters, who is followed into the parking garage by Ghostface. Rebecca tries to flee in her car, but Ghostface already cut wires from her engine. He chases her through the parking lot, but she tries to get back from the hospital, break off and catches her, and throwing her off on the okay, whatever. Witness suppression of Dewey. The next night, at Charlie Walker and Robbie Mercer annual. What the fuck is what the problem is of those people? Who does a Stabaton? What the fuck is this? Obviously, so many think it's okay. It's like it gives some popularity. You know that some people craves attention, like, and if you give them that, they will keep doing this. some people wants recognition. If they get like, what the fuck is wrong with people in here? Ghostface disable cameras set up by Gale to catch the killer, and when she goes back to fix them, he emerges from behind in the shoulders before fleeing into a crowd. The attendants dressed as Ghostface. Oh god, a lot of Ghostface is the worst thing ever. At the robber's house, Ghostface, Deputy Ross, and Anthony Perks in the police car. After discovering Jill has escaped to Kirby's house, Sydney and their aunt, Kate Robbers, try to go after her, but Ghostface attacking Kate before Sydney flees. At the after party at Kirby house, Ghostface stalks and the remaining teenagers. He follows Robbie outside, who is live vlogging to audience, and him. Okay. So basically did that in live streaming. Ah, cool, okay, I understand. Not cool, but okay. Sydney arrives to get Jill away, but when they try to leave, Ghostface attacks them and Kirby. Ghostface chases Jill and Sydney upstairs. Sydney helps Jill hide while she climbs out of the roof while chase her and throw her off. Runs back inside. Kirby takes her down into a room to the basement to hide, but Charlie finds them and began to let her inside. Kirby, not trusting Charlie, doesn't unlock the door, and Ghostface emerges behind him and ties him to a chair, similar to Stephen Horth. Ghostface calls Kirby, Sydney, and Charlie phones and whistle. Sydney goes upstairs to find Jill. He plays a trivia game with Kirby, which she wins. Then she goes outside to free Charlie. Okay. Kirby leaving her for... Okay, whatever. It's getting repetitive. That's not surprising though. This is the story. I don't know why people like this stuff. I don't know if it's probably for the love for Ghostface per se, but the plot is just him doing things with the knife, and that's it. Like, why? I hope at least that there is like behind there is some narrative that makes sense, because bringing like, I mean, this is like long, It's long, okay. Sydney comes back downstairs and she calls out for Kirby. Suddenly Charlie grabs her from behind and holds a knife to her throat. She's escaped his grabs. So basically Charlie was actually in with Ghostface. From the gunshot of Ghostface's knife, he takes off his mask and reveals Jill underneath. Why, Jill? What the fuck? Why? Jill and Charlie take Sydney into the kitchen and reveal that they played the role of Ghostface together, fooling everybody around them to think it was anyone but them. Jill motives were to earn fame and fortune. I was talking about it, yeah, because they were like a tiny bit too much going into that. By being a final survival of the Ghostface killing spree, obviously affected by growing up in the shadow of her famous cousin, Charlie motives were to recreate us. Come on. To win the heart of Jill. Those people are like really bad. They planned of framing Trevor as the killer, but as they prepared to what the in the heart and stomach too. What the heck? That makes no sense. Juries revealed that it was her plan all along to frame Charlie and that the media would prefer a sole survivor like Sydney was after Andy died. She then Sydney in the stomach, believing her to be dead. She further pursued her goal by self-inflicting pain to make it appear as she was attacked by Ghostface, but lived and defeated him. As the police arrive, Jill fades down next to Sydney's unconscious body, pretend to be unconscious too. Jill is taken to the hospital as she imagines she gets 15 minutes of fame. She discovers Sydney is still alive and slips by to reveal she knows where Gale was. Okay, and do we realize this? He runs up to Sydney's room where Jill is attempting to finally her. With the help of Dewey, Gale, and Judy, Sydney is able to... La Madonna, that's a lot. Thank you, Honeybee. And then... Oh, that's over. That's overkill, okay? Jesus Christ. Electrocute and then shoot. I think she is dead, right? Oh my god, that's so... It's too much. What the fuck?
Honey.
Yes, honey.
Water time.
Huh?
Water time.
Oh, what a time. Why it's not telling me that you did that? Thank you, honey.
Is it water on it?
There is no water, there is only Pepsi. Later. Let's keep reading and reacting. Because I can tell you guys that what I was saying is right. It's weird. Okay? Okay, Scream 2022. Oh god, it's so long. How much? Not many. Oh, good. Okay, Ghostface called Tara Carpenter, she's home alone, claiming to be a man named Charlie who knows her mother, Christina Carpenter, from Group. Tara believed this man could be her mother's boyfriend, so she goes along with the conversation, keeping her friend Amber informed the whole time. Charlie quizzes Tara about her love for horror movies and asks if she wants to play. And no, come on, a stab tree. What the fuck is wrong with people? What they think is okay? What they think it's funny? It's not. What the heck? Which Tara is forced to play when the color revealed he'll kill Amber if she doesn't. Tara plays along and makes up a question about the original of some movie, and when she tries to run and save Amber, Ghostface appears at her door and Ghostface breaks into the house and 7 times and breaks her leg before being interrupted by police. Next day, Ghostface wins outside a bar after he threatened to leave. Is then relieved that Vince was related to Stu. Obviously, all the roads lead to Rome. Whatever. At the hospital, Ghostface calls Samantha Carpenter, reveals that he knows she isn't the daughter of Billy Loomis, and it will expose that secret. Ghostface then appears from behind the door and attacks Sam, who escapes. It is later predicted by Mindy that Ghostface is trying to recreate a sequel to Step 8 to appease the toxic fandom. Thank God that someone realized that it's a toxic fandom. The next day, Ghostface attacks Judy and Wes and attacks Tara at the hospital, where he Deputy Clay and eventually Dewey Riley, who attempts to Ghostface by shooting him in the head. Sam, Tara, and Ricky are lured to Amber's house to get Tara's pair in other, and Ghostface attacks Mindy and Chad, leaving them both for dead. Okay. After an argument breaks out between Liv, Sam, and Amber, Amber pulls a gun and revealing herself as a killer. The actual fuck. Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers arrive to the house and immediately know Amber is lying. So Amber Gales and lure them inside. Sidney and Ghostface, who is Amber underneath, get into a fight, and Richie appears to come to the rescue, only to reveal himself as the second killer, because there is always more than one. A fight breaks out between the group with Sidney and seemingly Amber, but setting her aligned with hand sanitizer, and Richie gets repeatedly by Sam before she... la Maron. One more. Sidney and Gale join Sam, reminding her that they always come back. A horrified burden, Amber then repairs from the kitchen, charging before getting In the head by Tara, bringing the new killing to an end. Jesus Christ, why is that repeatedly? I mean, why this time is because she was the daughter of Billy, and she wanted to just do the classic weird shit of like, let's do the same of my mom and papa kind of thing. You know, the mentality of, I want to do the same. Well, that's really sad. This is the sixth one. I am. Why the plot gets more longer? It's just about this death and death and the death. Come on. It's not even that fun anymore. It's just I think it's just like getting so attached to Ghostface figure more than it is for the plot, because I think to a point we lose the meaning of it. University Laura Crane match with a man or flirt who asks her out on a date. Whistle waiting for him. She calls her call from him. He claims he is lost, but he's coming down an alley near the restaurant, and she gets closer. He begins to get panicked and says someone with a knife is following. Laura runs down the alley, and the voice on the phone changed to Ghostface and taunts Laura before jumping out on the... Oh, obviously. Takes his mask and reveals Jason Clare on the need. He returns to his apartment and puts the mask in the Ghostface shrine. Obviously, now he gets worshipped. He gets a call from his roommate and best friend Greg, and they discuss their plan to finish making Richie's film. However, Jason realizes the voice of the other end isn't Greg, it's actually Ghostface who led him to Greg's body in the... Mamma mia. The real Ghostface appears behind him and leaving behind Richie's old mask. Okay. Later at night, Sam is called down to the police station. A detective who Tara decides to go with despite Sam's reluctance. As along the way, Sam is called from Richie Old's phone numbers. Sam answers, and the killer on the other end taunts the sister before ambushing them from the alley. The sisters evade Ghostface and run into a bodega, where Ghostface throws them in and to customers, and then the bodega clerk using his own shotgun. I think that's the first time he used something different. He stalks the sister through the bodega, and they are able to run outside when the police arrive, but the killer escapes through the back door and leaves behind the mask belonging to Jill. Oh god, it's like a collection of all the masks, okay? The next morning, some ex-therapist by breaking through his front door glass and un po' specific, too specific, seals Sam's therapy file and leaves behind the mask belonging to Roman. That night at Sam and Tara's apartment, he seemingly Queen and a later gentleman called Paul 2.0 and Whistle, Sam, Mindy, and Anika Kayoko tried to escape by climbing across a ladder between their apartment, and Danny backs flipped the ladder while Anika tries to cross, causing her to fall to her death. Next day, Wayne comes up with a plan to bait Ghostface by having Sam and Tara wander around in a park and hopefully trigger a call from him that they can trace. The plan is successful, and they track the call down to Gale penthouse. In the Upper West Side. In the penthouse, Gail gets her first phone call from Ghostface, new boyfriend Brooke, while he is distracted. Ghostface then attacks Gail and she before getting another call from him. As she searches the penthouse for him, she hangs up and realizes this number, exposing his hiding spot. She multiple rounds through the door, but Ghostface breaks through the door and multiple times leaves them for dead when he is interrupted by Sam and Tara arrival. That night, Tara comes up with a plan to trap and execute Ghostface, and they decide to use the theater to do this. Wayne agreed to the plan and tells them to travel in the public. Along the way, they get separated in the substation. subway station, forcing Mindy and Heather to travel on separate subway. On the subway, Mindy is backed into a secluded corner of the subway car, and Ghostface obviously emerges, disguised as a commuter and as the subway passes in and out of light, he covers her mouth and okay, and then leaves on the next. Evan notices Mindy's injuries and seeks medical attention for her. As the other Kirby is wandering off screen and ambushed by two, because one is not enough, let's double it. It's already that like there are many people behind. Now it's more than one in the same place. Okay, one of those two killers then attack Tara, Sam, and Chad, and when Chad tries to hold the killer back to allow Sam the second emerge, and then the two... Ooh. The two killers wipe the blood off their knives and follow the sister. This is some sort of psycho thingy. Follow the sister into theater where they prepare to fight. At the same time, Kirby regain consciousness and return to the theater hall. So, however, Sam and Tara are distrusting of her as Wayne told them that she was expelled from the FBI for mental health reasons. At the same time, Wayne arrives and shoots Kirby, revealing himself as one of the killers. The two masked men emerges behind him, wearing Nancy Loomis and Stu masks, and unmask themselves to reveal Eden and Quinn, respectively. Didn't they lose on the start? I think I read them somewhere. I do not remember. Ah, no, the masks probably. No, wait. What the okay. They reveal that they are all family of Richie, Wayne being his father and Quinn and Eden being his brother, and they all want revenge for Sam, which include them fueling a rumor that Sam was the real killer. The sisters evade the three killers, and after fighting drove the theater and able to Quinn and Eden, Sam falls over and heading with Quinn as he's crawling down. Then when he comes to, Sam calls using Eden, having survived attempts one last time. Kirby, Crusher, okay, this is because of New York City, I understand that. Okay. But Quinn and Eden, I remember that I've read them when they were when didn't they like so many names, guys, that I will be honest with you, so many names I start to lose count. Sydney, Billy Stu, I'm reading a lot of like names. Kirby, Jill, there is no Quinn in here, but I think I've read them somewhere. We will see it down there. Is the 7, but the 7 I might say, since it's new, guys, I'm not gonna spoiler it, okay? Okay, identities and motives. This is important also so to understand why they did what they did. Billy had an affair, Maureen had an affair with Hank Loomis, which prompted Hank and Billy mother to divorce. Billy, out of anger, so his resentment. A year later, Billy and Stu started in Woodsboro, planning to copying their favorite movies and become heroes when they survive. The plan was to frame Maureen husband Neil Prescott and culminate. Okay, that was like mainly I think it's Billy what they wanted to do that more for like this reason. Then it was then later revealed 2 movies later that Roman mentored Billy to Maureen, and eventually Sydney as well, since Roman made it sound like Maureen was the cause of the divorce between Billy's parents. Roman. Roman is later. So probably we'll understand more later. Stu was a horror movie. Okay, this is the fanatic who followed his best friend around, submitted to peer pressure from Billy, helped. A year later, they committed. Okay, whatever they committed. So basically, one was more influenced by someone else, and then just the liking of the horror movie bring this person to do weird things. Hmm. Okay. Scream 2, Miki Altieri, Psychopath, a psychopath film geek. Miki wanted to create a sequel and be the start of a trial of the century type media circus. Found him online on a kind of website in parents' tuition where he's worked himself into close circle and friend to make it look like he wasn't. When, okay, planning to not getting away. Wishing to be at the center of the following media circus and debate on movie making ethics. He wanted revenge for something, as that most of the Ghostface have another motives, however, it was never revealed. I will be honest, this is one like this one is a mixture between the same problem that creates giving too much importance and not talk about like respect of life, but in the same time like bruh, people around him doesn't know that he has like problems. This is also something I think we must talk about. Like, if you know that someone has like weird behavior and everything, I don't know. I don't. Ghostface basically was just the last drop in the vase, I might say, for some people. Like, if I do this, I'm gonna get all the fame and everything, and that's not good. Nancy, this is why I believe that making films and biography after some sort of characters might not be a good idea on like not on like in the way where you idolize, like you made an idol out of the bad person. So Nancy, Billy Mother, okay, the murderous prison out of vengeance for Billy's death. She also channeled her hatred for slept with her husband in onto Sydney. So this one was more motivation, like hate motivation or revenge, some sort, like obsession. We until now I realized there are like two kinds of how can I explain? There is mental problems, okay, that there isn't much that we can do about it because that's like a field for medicine and everything. So but there are people that have those problems, and then there is like emotion motivation, that here is more a choice that they decide to do so. Secretly set Mickey to take the fall. Okay, obviously. Because he just wanted that, so for her was nice. Sydney originally drew Gil. Okay. Scream 3. Okay, here we go, Roman. A director. Roman tracked down his birth mother. Oh, who shunned him and told him that she already had a family. Ah, this woman was sleeping around. Jesus Christ. Okay. Everything started because she was sleeping around. This is also why you should always, like, you know... Ah, wait a minute. Sorry, I didn't read the second phase. Sorry. That's not nice. Obviously, she didn't want it. But it's not Roman fault on that. But Jesus, why people has to be... Like, if you feel like you have problems, you should go to the therapist. But I know that for the age it was recorded into, you know how people saw back then, getting help. And so Final Fantasy lore is hard to understand. Honestly, this one is so intrigued. It's like everything started because Maureen had a affair with someone that created like a divorce. The child was resentful and took it out on Maureen and then got it out on Sydney. That poor girl that had nothing to do with it suffered everything. Then Nancy wanted to avenge the child instead to understand that it was wrong of doing, and basically found I wanna say that Mikey, okay, that he is a psychopath, whatever, but I might say that he is the so-called weak person that people must protect more than let them run around like that. Because weak mentality means it is easy to work on, and she just took what he wanted. Like, since he liked the fame that the movies was getting out of it, she worked on it, and also she was so cruel to not take responsibility of the revenge she was planning and make everything fall on him. So I think the video I'm gonna release next week is gonna be so filled with all these people and everything, because I think I will have to talk about all, not Scream 7, all the Ghostface, and then at the end I'm gonna talk about the problem of the Ghostface, because I realize here that the main issue that happened with it is Ghostface, the film that it was recorded in, like, because with the Ghostface actions there was also the film going on, like, Ghostface did this, you survived, you get famous, or you get famous because you were Ghostface. Like, that actually, okay, not good, okay, not good at all. Then let's go back to finish Roman. Mentored Billy Loomis. So basically Roman, after getting so Roman was the mastermind that worked on the brain of Billy, that was the child that got the parents divorced, mentored them and influenced them to Maureen, and also to resolve the problem with by the fame gushed upon his half sister. So it's like Roman basically worked around on Billy to take revenge on Maureen and also on the half sister, because she was more loved than him, because she probably was wanted. That's sad to be talking about, like. Basically also wanted to, seems like, frame Sydney more than anything. He tried, but when they faced each other, I think for the first time, like, directly, he couldn't keep it up. Yeah, saying that Maureen didn't want him, and she had a Wooly knife with another child. It's like he was really envy, but there is a lot of it's this all this until here I can guarantee you is a lot of psychologic and philosophy that I can talk about and like give an opinion. But remember, an opinion is not a law, okay? I will write in the video later on as well. Scream 4. Okay, Charlie is a fanatic. We started really bad. He aspired to win the heart of Jill Roberts and saw them as remake version of Randy and Sydney. Jill stung him alone and together they plan okay. To continue, okay. They wanted to revamp the series that was going on, so the film actually had like a fallout after they started to stop having people. As well, proposing to Linus. Okay, and get like some fame, because if they could survive, would be like also a lot of fame. In the end, Jill betrayed him, and she wanted to be the sole survivor. Okay, grew up in the shadow of her famous cousin. Oh, this is another feeling, like enviness. If you think about it, Ghostface is about obsession, right? And strong resentment feelings, and psychopath, and obviously like problems, because there is always like someone that is strongly affected by rage, obsession, feeling of revenge, and then they find the weak side that they can manipulate to blame everything on them. Like, okay, use them if you think. That's so sad. But this is like a modus operandi that is in all the films, it seems so. Okay, let's see. In fact, irrational jealousy towards Sydney, attention. Sydney just wanted to live her own life. Nobody was letting her rest. Not wanting to work hard or get a job, Jill and achieve this. She parented with her friends, Charlie, who was in love with her. Okay, so not only that, there is another factor that when someone is in love, people, you know, manipulation and everything. I think I start to see a pattern in here. Jill betrayed Charlie, set up her ex-boyfriend to look like the second, okay, and she horribly injured herself to maximize sympathy. However, Dewey and Gail found out that Jill was the real killer, not Trevor. They go to Sydney room and find Jill trying to but they got there in time. The final showdown, Gail is able to distract the psychotic teenager long enough to give Sydney enough time to recover from Jill attack. Be able to... I mean, nobody survived. Like, if you realize something, nobody as Ghostface survived. Like, nobody get to jail. Sorry if I say this, but another thing that we have to add in the picture. No fucking Ghostface survive. They all... Nobody gets into the jail. Everybody anyway find their... Like, in the films is like, to bring it to an extreme of like, fight or die, you know, kind of thing. That's so weird. It's really extreme. I don't know if this is something of the genre, if I have to be honest. Because usually they put like a survivor, but it seems like the survivor is from the side of the poor protagonist, like the innocent. Meanwhile, the perpetrator, like the bad guy, always gets some sort of... I don't want to say divine judgment or like, you know, like they reap what they sow and stuff like that. They sow what they reap. I don't know. I think it's they reap what they sow. But it's like also here we have a structure for the stories. We have the protagonist that is someone that did nothing wrong. It was just out of their own like power, because he didn't have Sydney didn't have control over her mother decisions of life. She couldn't decide for the other people, and all the other people around her were always so they all the other people tried to harm her, and some what they were able to harm her, because if you think about it, maybe they couldn't offer, but all the people that actually encounter and not survived Ghostface are like trauma for Sydney. Because I mean, guys, I don't think it's nice to go around and see everybody around you or die or try to kill you. It's like, I mean, I would be so fucking bored and like tired of this bullshit if I was Sydney. I feel so sad for Sydney. But one thing that I don't understand, why she doesn't get so fucking pissed off to a time and fight back like, okay, we do want this fight or die thing. Okay, we'll give you this. I will make you understand. And maybe then get also angry at those that keep doing films and everything about all these problems, because everything came out because of those things. There is nothing good about being happy or jealous because, oh, she survives homicides and stuff like that. Serial killer, so she's famous. No, don't be jealous of something like this because you don't want that. It's one thing to be like a bystander, but it's another thing to be a survivor. People don't understand that. It's like, wanting something without understanding actually what price comes with it. It's so sad. I don't like that, even a tiny bit. We go further. Scream 2002. Amber Freeman was a fan of the obviously ever since her parent brought to her own house. After being appealed by the events, she connected with other fans, one of those fans being Richie. The pair devised a plan to create their own sequel. This is sickening. To start, Amber revealed information about Richie's girlfriend Samantha, that she is the daughter of Billy Loomis, the original, the OG, we can call him. I think, even if I think that Dan is not Billy Loomis, the original, but Roman Dan to this point, I don't even know. That they could use as a basis for their movie, as well as framing her as the killer. They went along with their plan, eventually unmasking themselves. And Amber is, after being set on, Jesus Christ, it's not even, was a fellow fan, and another one who was appealed after meeting. They divide a plan. This is just pure obsession. And Tara Grappin as their friend as the basis for their movie. She tracked her down to go close to Samantha, eventually gaining her trust and starting a relationship with her, where Taga gets attacked. He goes to Woodsboro with Sam and orders a few more. Must get himself to me. So this one, for example, Scream 2022 is a pure obsession. Is a result of like social, like it will come out on Friday, the Slenderman video that I've done, talking about how young kids and people gets affected by things, and how it's important to try to remain human and everything. Now, let me tell you something about this. This is the perfect example when something online or like anything else that is out of reach of moral, out of moral things, gets into the people's head, play with their own fantasies, and they have no stop, because if you think about it, everything here, the one of the main problems is that the movie stub gave just fuel for this and keep giving fuels to it. It's insane. There is another message about it, like you should not treat those kind of delicate situations and not over idolatrize is called the killers. It's like, you know, it's not nice. This is the 6th, and we're gonna stop on this one, and probably gonna play a bit after this one. Jason Carvey. Jason planned to instigate his own with Greg to finish off Richie's movie. So they were just from the fans. Idolized. A killer he idolized. Yes, obviously. Acting alone, donned the mask to kill. Okay, by luring her in a dating app. He had a hidden Ghostface shrine in their dorm room. It's likely it wasn't their first time Jason made something. Compares the blue. Okay, knows this. Okay, Jason in the first Ghostface killer to be killed. Ghost killer and massacre. Okay. So basically, he became the victim of his own idol. Okay. The first official copycat of the... This is a copycat. Because the other two weren't, no? These ones were basically copycats. Sorry to say, but they have no connection at all with motivations. Like, they lack the motivation that the other ones had. Like, resentment on everything. This is pure obsession here. His pure obsession. Then... Given Jason was only acquainted to Tara and her friends, fellow survivor with her twin child as their film classmate, as he do not. So this was just one of those people that was following the group that they made, like, you know, other people that probably wanted to do the same thing that they were doing. Now those three. Wayne was a police detective and father of Richie. Oh, we go back to Richie. So now it begins again Richie. And those Richie loves and helping him build a shrine and a moon theater. Bro, you have a son that has issues. Instead of helping him, you say, oh, no, it's you. Daddy's gonna cover you. This is corruption. Okay, we have another field that this movie is talking about. After discovering the trap behind Richie in Gail's new book, because obviously, revenge, Samantha, against Samantha. This poor girl was like lured into it, and now she is like, can you leave me alone can you leave me alone, for God's sake? So he convinced his other son and daughter to carry out this plan. Gee. Alan was the brother of Richie and son of Winnie Bailey. After discovering the truth, so revenge for and agreed to his father's plan. He enrolled the Brown University and manipulated the housing arranged to be the room with shot to get close to him and the rest of the Roseboro survivor. His death after okay. Queen as the sister after discovering the truth of Richie. So we're going to kill him. Basically, in this one, 2022, was a reset. Like, they just wanted to revamp it. And instead of going back to Sydney, because I know that the 7 is about Sydney again, they now bother Samantha. Samantha, that is the daughter, this is like another, like, she couldn't control the father, so why bother her on that? And not only she tried to survive because they wanted to frame her like the killer, but by surviving it and get famous while trying to make her more material for stab movies. That's so intrigued. Beautiful who? Can I say that? Beautiful who? Let me find the soundboard. Because I think I'm gonna need to start downloading stuff. Beautiful meme song. Beautiful soap opera. I don't know if you guys know about it. See if I can find it. No, I need it though. Era soundboard. Is that? No. Is this? Because I will say something to you guys about the Italian most known soap opera soundboard that is beautiful. I need to take it. Beautiful soundboard. Italia sound. I need it. Pa para para pa 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 para ba para ba. Let me see if I can make you guys hear it. Okay, this is the perfect one. Tell me if you ever heard it, because it's really old. Properties. I will put the soundboard back again, but tell me if you hear it. I'm gonna try to take this small audio because I think it's like iconic. Cannot skip that. You cannot skip that. So let's go back to the soundboard because I need it. So let's go back and finish reading what we have to read. I don't know how much is left, to be honest. So basically, they were just, you know, sadly to say, mad for the wrong reason. Like, they were like, this is the bad example of people that want to support the wrong things. Because no the children, no the father understood that what this one was doing, it was wrong. And they were like, no, we're gonna avenge him because he is the one that actually ended up dying when the other one needed to die. What the fuck are we talking about? God, I have so much material to talk about. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have so much to talk about.